Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I hope you're having a good one. And it looks like Aptera is really getting the news out. So we're going to go ahead and talk about this next news clip that Steve Fambro did, and we're going to go ahead and get into that right now. Welcome back to my channel. It's good to have everybody here. I know the anticipation about Aptera is really getting everybody hyped. For some of you guys, I know you could care less, but they are moving forward at a snail's pace, but they are moving forward. And they are really getting the information out. So what's really going to be interesting is when they start giving us the validating testing that's been done. And I am definitely looking forward to that. We should be hearing something about that pretty soon. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at this interview that Steve Fambro did on Scripps News, and it's very interesting. Let's go ahead and get into it right now.
What if you didn't have to worry about gas prices? What if you didn't even need to worry about the cost to charge your electric vehicle? So now introducing self-charging cars. It sounds like science fiction, but there are vehicles in development right now that actually power themselves. This one from Aptera claims to offer 40 miles a day thanks to the sun. We are, yes, talking about a solar-powered car, but we have a lot of questions, like when will it be available, how much will it cost, and what happens if it rains and we don't see the sun for a week? There's no better person to answer those questions than Steve Fambro. He is the co-CEO of the company we were just talking about, Aptera Motors. So we got to start with some of the basic specs here. How far can this car really go on solar power alone, and what type of price tag are we talking about?
Well, good morning, Stephanie. The Aptera can drive on a full charge. It can drive about 400 miles. Now, of that 400, about 40 of it would be covered by solar. So what that means is if you drive less than about 40 miles a day, you probably won't even have to plug it in.
So I personally have a question looking at the design of the car. There's 3 wheels on this car, not your traditional 4. Why make that design choice?
3 wheels was chosen because of efficiency. We want to make the vehicle as streamlined and as lightweight as possible. So by removing that 4th wheel, you have less structure, less frame, less mass, and it makes the vehicle able to be streamlined. And our 40 miles range of solar is because of the vehicle's great efficiency, and that comes from the shape, streamlined shape, and that's enabled by the 3-wheel design.
The cars certainly look very futuristic. Solar power, though, clearly comes from the sun. Look at where you are right now. It's cloudy behind you. So what does that mean for the cars? Are they still able to run when the sun's gone for a little while?
That's a great observation. I'm here in 7:45 in the morning on this June gloom day in Southern California, and we're getting about 100 watts of power, which is about 1/6 of our total power output. Once the sun comes up and the clouds break, we'll be at the full power output. So we'll probably get very close to 40, maybe somewhere between 30 and 40 miles range today on a day like this. When it's raining, we've gotten about half that, but it's not raining every day here in Southern California. And basically what that means, if you get less than the full amount, it means you might plug it in once a month or once every other month, something like that. It takes the friction and the worry of daily charging away from the equation, makes it more easy to own.
So you have about 50,000 pre-orders, but we've seen the electric car industry kind of struggle sometimes. Rivian is struggling right now, Fisker folded. So what gives you hope that Aptera can be the cleaner, fuel-efficient car that will succeed?
What we see in the sales data now with almost 15 years of electric vehicle sales in the United States is that consumers, without really articulating it or saying so publicly, they're choosing for efficiency. They're choosing the longest range vehicles at the best price. So Aptera delivers that in spades. We're going to be able to deliver the longest range for the price of any vehicle on the market. And I think that's going to drive our numbers like a rocket.
So I have to ask, though, about safety. How does this car hold up in crash testing? Would you be confident, driving it down the highway at 70 miles an hour next to a semi-truck?
I do drive it down the highway at 70 miles an hour next to a semi-truck. Many of us do every day. The vehicle is built to modern automotive standards. It's made of aluminum. It's made of carbon fiber. It's made of stuff of race cars and spaceships. So it's designed to be very strong and very rugged, corrosion-free, should last for decades and decades without any kind of rust or problems that you'd have with a conventional car.
So with it being solar powered, I even think right now about people who would typically park their car in a garage instead of parking it outside. Is this the type of car that, an owner would be better off leaving it out of the garage?
Exactly. And what we found here with people parking it is that they absolutely freak out about the best position to park it. They'll come out and maybe change it, one or two times throughout the day. They'll make sure that they're not getting any shade. And if you're driving a solar power vehicle, you naturally find yourself doing that because you want to get as much free energy as you can. Why stop at the gas pump or plug in at home when you can just park the best way and get the most energy possible?
Steve Fambro, co-CEO of Aptera Motors, thanks for joining us this morning, giving us a little insight into these new, futuristic cars. And of course, best of luck.
My pleasure, Stephanie. Thank you.
Well, that was a very nice interview indeed. And I like how she brought up how you wouldn't have to worry about gas, with the Aptera because it's a solar powered vehicle, gets its power from the sun. But also, you wouldn't have to worry as much as plugging the vehicle in. And they're talking about, with the clouds in the background, how much power you're going to get from that. Steve forgot to mention that, most people, they won't have to plug it in, but you can still, like if you want a trickle charge, to plug the Aptera up into a regular 110 outlet. You wouldn't have to plug it into a level 2 charger. So you could get a lot of power that way as well. But we can see that she likes the way the vehicle looks. There's a lot of people that are doing interviews with the Aptera. They truly look at it as being futuristic, which it is. This is the next step in electric car evolution. So this is really going to be nice. Of course, we know that more than likely, the sauce is going to be in the pudding only after they start selling. Then everybody's going to see how far Aptera is going to go. This was something else that I noticed, that when they were showing the list, they actually showed, here they were showing the prices of the Aptera. Now we know that this right here, $28,000, that's for the 250 mile range version. But then it goes all the way up to $55,000. Now that's for the 1,000 mile range version of the Aptera. Of course, mine's in between there. I want the 600 mile version. But this is really going to be nice once it comes out. And things are really going to take off then, because nobody really want to be stuck paying for anything just to travel. But of course, we know that the first Aptera that they're coming out with, the launch edition, that's only going to be $40,000. So they got the price mixed up a little bit on showing that, and that's going to be the first vehicle available by Aptera. Aptera is going to bring a whole new vision to the automotive industry, that being where you don't have to pay at all to travel. So that's really, really nice. But anyway, what do you guys think? How'd you feel about the interview? I thought that last one was really nice, but this one was pretty good too, with Steve Fambro doing it. And hopefully we'll be hearing more about the validation testing that they've been doing. And, right now, we'll also probably be hearing about the next 5 vehicles that's coming off the assembly line. But anyway, we're going to end it right here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought it was really nice, and we know that there is more to come. So you guys hang in there. Take care. We'll catch you in the next video. And don't forget, if you're new here, please don't forget to hit the like, ring the bell, subscribe. All right, you guys take care. We'll talk to you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye. you.